If you like today's lesson with our TennisCon All-Star, make sure you head over to tenniscon8.com after watching today's lesson, because we're going to be sharing secrets you're not going to find anywhere else on the internet with the best coaches on the planet. They're going to help you bulletproof any hole you have in your game. All right, let's get into today's lesson.
If you're preparing for a match or a tournament and you're limited on time, we don't have too much time to spend training, it's important that every practice session really counts and we make the most out of every second that we spend on court. We simply don't have the luxury of stepping out on court and going through the motions. So here are my 3 top tips for preparing for tournaments or for matches when you're limited for time. Hey everyone, Coach Simon with Top Tennis Training, so let's get stuck in right away. The first drill is all about building your basic pattern of play from the baseline, and that's that cross-court rally exchange. Now of course the cross-court is the higher percentage option from the baseline. We have the ball going over the lowest part of the net, we have the most amount of space to hit into, and we have the least recovery distance. So we have 3 massive benefits when we go cross-court with that rally shot. Now in this drill, one player will be the attacker and one player will be the defender. Now the attacker can go cross-court for as long as they want, but at any moment they can go down the line. Once they go down the line, the point is open and the defender can now play anywhere. But until they actually hit down the line, the defender has to return every single shot cross-court.
So in this variation, I'm the one that's going to dictate, so I'm the one that's going to choose when I want to go line, and then once I go to down the line, we play out the point.
Now this is a great drill for both parties. The player who is attacking will have the luxury of being relaxed because they know that the opponent cannot go down the line. So they're not worried about being exposed with that shot. So they can actually focus more on building that point. You can focus on having good length. You can focus on using the width of the court. You can even hit a drop shot cross court. So all the options are available to the attacker. And you can choose the right ball and work on practicing when to actually change direction and go down the line. Now this could be when you've pushed the opponent far back behind the baseline, you have a slightly shorter ball. This could be when you've pushed the opponent into the tram lines, so you've hit a really good angle and you're using the width for the court, and then you have all that space to expose. We can also work on changing direction using different types of shots. Sometimes you can hit it flatter, sometimes you might even want to slice that ball down the line. Now when you're defending in this drill, you have to really focus on having a good quality shot. This might mean hitting with good length, with good spin, or using the width for the court and pushing the player off so it's harder for them to attack down the line. We also have to focus hard on getting back into the right position because we never know when our opponent might go down the line. So you can play up to 10 points with one player being the attacker, one player being the defender, and then swap roles. We can do this on the forehand side and the backhand side, and this should only take you about 15 to 20 minutes to complete both roles on both the forehand and the backhand side. This will build that confidence in those cross-court exchanges. You're working on your forehand, you're still working on your backhand, so you're hitting a lot of shots, but you're using it in that point play scenario, and this is where you'll have the most amount of benefit from the least amount of time. The next drill that we're going to focus on is approaching and finishing the point at the net. One of the most important elements in playing matches. Getting those short balls and taking advantage of them. So one player is once again the defender, the other player is the attacker. The defender will feed the ball into the service box. It has to land inside the service box, and the attacker will start just inside the baseline, hit the approach shot down the line, it has to be down the line, and then play out the point. If the defender does not feed it into the service box, the point restarts. Now the reason we keep it down the line is because in general your approach shots will be down the line. You've built that rally cross court, you have that short ball, you approach down the line. It gives you the best option when you get to the net. You're covering the down the line pass. When you're the attacker, focus on getting your body weight going through that approach shot. Don't load up, hit, and then move. Try to use mostly the neutral stance to hit that approach and get your body weight traveling forward and following the line of the ball. Make sure you set up in a good position and make sure you're timing your split step so that when your opponent makes contact, you're landing. You can also mix up your approach shots. Sometimes you can use aggressive topspin, sometimes you can hit the ball flatter, and you can also slice that approach shot. So work on all three options and you'll feel much more confident when dealing with those short balls in a match. Now when you're the defender, your focus should be on stepping back, giving yourself time to react to the approach shot, and your goal should be to pass the opponent mainly using the cross-court passing shots. You want to get the first shot into the opponent's feet, and then with that second shot you can try to pass them. And we're working hard with our legs. We have to be really engaged, we have to stay low, we have to make sure that we're moving off quickly in either direction. So we don't have to go for winners off their approach shot. We're looking to neutralize play by hitting mainly cross court with a lot of spin, getting the ball to dip inside the service box, forcing the attacker to now volley up, and then you look for the passing shot with our next strike. Now once again, play up to 10 points and switch roles, and make sure that the feed is both on the forehand and on the backhand side, so you can work on both coming forward with that forehand approach shot, but also with that backhand approach shot. And the last part of the session could be based around tie breaks. So playing tie breaks with your serve, and you can have different rules and stipulations. In the first tie break, I like to focus on that second serve. So we only have one serve. If you miss that serve, you lose the point. This will put extra emphasis on making sure you have a good second serve, good clearance. You're using either that kick or that slice to ensure that you have that high level of consistency. Now play up to 7, or you can play up to 10 using that rule, and then the next tie break you can introduce that first and second serve. So now you're working more on that power serve to begin, and then the second serve you've already worked on in that first tie break. Now if you follow this guide, it should take you no more than 1 hour to complete all 3 drills, and you've worked on all the basics of what you'll need in a match. The cross-court rally ball from the baseline, changing direction when the time is right, approaching and finishing the point at the net, and finally working on that serve and that return of serve. Now, if you still have some energy left over and you have the time, you can also work on some interval training on the court. Now, using HIIT or high intensity interval training allows you to still improve and maintain your fitness when time is an issue. And you don't have to spend hours doing it. It can be a 10 or 15 minute session, but you'll have a massive benefit from doing so. Now, one of my favorite drills to do on court is to do the tramline drill. And this is where you run from one single sideline to the other single sideline and back 3 times in a row. So there, back, 1, there, back, 2, there, back, 3. And we have a 30-second window to complete the sprint and then recover before the next one. So if it takes you 20 seconds to complete that, you now have 10 seconds to rest. If it takes you 15 seconds, you have 15 seconds to recover. And if it takes you 10 seconds to finish the sprint, you have 20 seconds to recover. So the faster you do the sprint, the more recovery time you'll have. Try to go for 5 minutes in a row at that same intensity. So we're doing the sprint and we're recovering before the next interval. Once you get to that 5-minute mark, you'll feel already quite tired. You can have a longer break. So you might take a minute rest and then try to do it one more set. So if you can do 2 sets of that 5-minute interval training drill, you'll see a massive benefit when you start playing your matches. So those are my top tips for preparing for matches and competitions when you're limited for time. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Now, if you want more help from us, you can check out our YouTube channel, which is Top Tennis Training, and we have also our website, which is toptennistraining.com. Signing off, Coach Simon from TTT. All the best, and see you soon, guys. Take care.
So TennisCon is my favorite event I do each and every year because it creates raving fans all over the world write in telling me how much of an impact this event makes on their tennis game and how much they're improving. So what I want you to do right now is run over to tenniscon8.com, sign up, and get access to secrets that you're not going to find anywhere else on the internet. We'll see you guys on the next video.